web is under attack by a number of proprietary platforms, including Silverlight, Flash, Air, Java FX, and a bunch of others. And they're all hoping to exploit a weakness in the web, which is that the web has not been able to keep up. And so all these newer systems have clear and obvious advantages, but all share the common disadvantage that none of them are open. And openness has had huge value for this community, and I hope we can retain that. So that being the case, how does the web remain competitive with those things? Will its open advantage always be sufficient to withstand them, or does it need to change somehow? And do these add-ons perhaps show the way that the web goes forward?
That's a good question, and I have a lot of thoughts there. I think you're right. We have seen the web platform move very slowly historically, and that's something that has made us at Google anyways feel like we want to tear our hair out. I mean, when we're trying to work on rich web applications, it's just a drag to try to make cool stuff happen when there's not a lot of capabilities there in the browser. And you see a lot of people resort to Flash to do stuff like like play nice videos and things like that. And you see the working groups trying to catch up with that, trying to add video tag and things like that to make this stuff more possible in an open way. And I think we need to see that accelerate. We need to see that movement accelerate so we see more of these rich capabilities coming to HTML and JavaScript rather than having to rely on closed platforms to do it. I think it's as simple as that. And now that we have a little bit, I mean, that's part of the reason that we decided to move in this direction, why we decided to release a browser, why we put so much effort behind Google Gears so that we could start to put some of this stuff out, do it in an open way, and hopefully work with everybody else. They're starting to work in the standards bodies more and more to try and accelerate that development. I think Mozilla has been doing a great job of trying to push the platform forward, and we want to work with all the browser vendors to try to get more stuff in the browser platform faster.
I think when you look at one of the reasons we have, you listed a number of technologies there, and I think there's sort of a big gap. You've got Flash, then you've got Silverlight and so forth, and Java, and then Java FX somewhere down at the end of the table. It's very much not making a big dent, I think, right now. But you look at the platforms, and they took advantage of a weakness in the marketplace where there was one browser and it wasn't moving. So the only way you could get innovation delivered over HTTP was through a plugin. And a company that had a pretty great multimedia authoring tool stuck it in a plugin, and here we are, bejeweled. I think though that when you look at one of the characteristics you get from openness is you get interoperability, which leads to pretty fierce competition. You look at even just one aspect of it. Browsers today, Chrome or Firefox 3.1 or Safari with their next-gen JavaScript engine, 6 to 8 times faster than JavaScript engines you would have seen 2 years ago. That kind of innovation is spurred by competitive pressure that you get from interoperability, that people can change from Firefox to Chrome to IE to Safari and still use their web apps. They can't switch from Flash to Silverlight because it runs their video faster without rebuilding their whole app. So I think openness there is pretty critical, and I think we're seeing now where we used to have during the Pax Microsoftica, if you will, the Pax IE6, not a lot of motion on improvements in the browser and improvements in browser technology. We're seeing the exact opposite now. Everybody has an idea of what can go forward in this stuff, and we're seeing these things combine quickly. We're seeing video, we're seeing offline storage, we're seeing parallel computing in the browser now with JavaScript, right? We've really got a platform that's very different from the one we had even 2-3 years ago. And I think as more entrants join that market, we're going to see that pressure continue to increase. I wouldn't want to be betting on a proprietary platform right now, because you've got a lot of things, and you've got a lot of different competitors that can beat you in different ways while all strengthening the web.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think the stories of the threat to the web are highly overrated. Probably, several years ago the web was was under threat, but I think you've seen the web advance more in the past couple years than probably the previous time combined. And really, you look at the fact that the web as a platform became ubiquitous back when you had to do alert statements to debug your JavaScript. There weren't even good debugging tools available or anything, and all of these, Venkman and so on, Firebug have come on, not that long ago. So, we're starting to see really good tooling for the web. It's really, in my opinion, it's just gotten much better, and it's going to continue to do so. And really the factor driving this is that it is interop, and that you have multiple vendors. Nobody controls a big enough chunk of the market, so all the major players have to work together, or each of them has veto power. So it'll move along as fast as we all can work together, and that's better for everybody.